my 3 legal names. And I'm here in what used to be called Ozana, California, which I gather might have meant or might mean in the Chumash language, something like the nosebleed section. They were largely a coastal people, I gather, and this is up in the mountains. So I came up here to check on the mice situation, which is pretty good news, and the storm damage situation, which is, considering the surroundings, not so terrible. So here we go. Let's flip this around. So here's my back deck. The big loss, well, the minor loss actually, there was this piece of furniture sitting out here that I never knew what to do with, and the only thing I was using it for was to collect the various bird feathers that I would find, especially blue jay feathers, that I would find around the deck here. Some of these branches had fallen before my prior visit, and I kind of moved, like that one was up against this door a little bit, and I moved it over there. I don't have a chainsaw here right now, so I haven't dealt with it, but I need to sweep the leaves off and stuff. This structure's fine, the roof seems fine, there's a hot tub under there that seems okay. That obviously piece of furniture didn't make it. And where did this big log come from? Well, this big log came evidently from this tree here. Notice the bark similarity. Okay. And up there, you can't really see from here that well, but you can see a little bit of the raw wood. Can I zoom on? I can't zoom on this thing, but up here, this thing got sheared off of that baby by a giant tree over there. See how tall that is? There were 3 of those over there. Now there's 1.5. So I don't know, like, where the top of that tree went. Evidently down there, but I don't know if this thing hit my railing, but it doesn't. There's maybe a little bit of scuff here, but really there's no damage to the railing, which is great. That furniture obviously is no longer functioning and is probably being particle board well beyond rehabilitation, although there's some nicely cut pieces that are actual wood, but we'll see about that. So this thing here is almost a half bridge, about a dozen feet off the water here. There's trout here in the summer. That's a deeper pool. There's another deeper pool up there. But clearly there's been a lot of water coming through here. It looks like some of that embankment over there might have been undermined, not catastrophically, but there's a big log that poked through their plexiglass. And there's a propane tank that probably shouldn't be left there. And although I'm not going in there today, certainly, there's another piece of roofing. There's something that's sort of dammed up a small spot there, but the water's pretty much going around and over it. There's some sort of boards of some kind that are there. Something flexible, some sort of roofing or something there. But this is a pretty big drop here, and I'm trying to figure out if this was, I think this is natural done. I don't think, because it looks to me, I think the roots have come up sideways. I'm going to walk around over there and check it out. And by the way, it's miraculous that I have 3 bars right now, because usually when I come here, there's zilch, nothing. And sporadically there is service, and today there's service. But not on my other phone, so it must not be Verizon. This one's Verizon. So I got some firewood here. I can cut this up with my chainsaw when I bring it. Now the somewhat more, I don't know if I call it alarming, but notable damage surprised me. So here I have these nice stairs that go down to the creek side. The people here before used to do some fishing, I gather, and whatever. And usually I clean off the leaves if I'm here a little more often in the fall. So I come down here, I'm looking down at the creek, seeing what's up. I turn this corner and I'm like, oh, well, dang. That looks like the water line. The water line was basically at the top of this detritus right here, and all the way over to there behind this thing. So this thing seems to have withheld. I'm a little reluctant to walk down there because I'm not certain it won't collapse. But the big news really is there was another section of down there that got you to that concrete bit that's there, which is now completely gone. Maybe that board there was part of it, but for the most part, it's gone down the river. And this is a little more river-like than it normally is. You know what? I don't think I want to walk on this right now. I think I want to probably from up here remove weight from it. Maybe I'll hop over this when I'm feeling more up to it and kind of push on it, stress test it, see if it's shaky. But that's pretty eye-opening. All along here, it appears, this might be artificially slightly higher because the material got stuck in here, but that's pretty high. So unlike some of these other units, they've got some pretty hefty concrete columns over there. Down here, I don't want to drop my phone, but there is a big concrete retaining wall underneath my unit, which is unique in this whole community. It's probably the strongest, I don't know if you'd call it a foundation because it's not under the house, but it's, you know, it's fort-like. But I now no longer have a safe way all the way down there, and I don't really want to go beyond here until I better understand. There's some nails sticking out I see right there. So this is going to have to be dealt with. I got here a little later. That's a nice log right there. I will take this piece of styrofoam out of here because I really don't like that stuff breaking up and floating down the river. But yeah, so the water must have come down quite a lot. I see a piece of furniture up there against that tree. Some more stuff that's damming against there. Obviously this bunch of stuff over here. There's logs crisscrossing all over this area. There's another tree that went down there. Looks like the top of it got shocked off and probably went in the river and down there somewhere. So that's sort of exciting, huh? That's pretty exciting. You know, I'll fix it. I'll probably put a ladder there before I put build another stairway because I have no time or budget for that, frankly, right now. But I did very well. This is a retirement purchase. I don't live here. I don't even stay here, frankly. I stay at the campground down the way, or usually in my car at the campground. But I bought it outright with retirement money because it's a land lease, and I don't own the land. I only own the structure. And so I'm very privileged to have such a place to come. I want to just check my privilege here for a moment. And it's a spare dwelling in a sense, but it is very remote. And there's nothing resembling job opportunities up here. There used to be a tavern bar thing, but that's been shut down for several years. And the family that owns the whole property, or estate, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, it doesn't seem, they seem determined that never operate again. Not as such, although they talked to me once about maybe having a quote-unquote mercantile store, like a convenience store, a little grocery. And I mentioned the idea of an art gallery, which the person I talked to seemed, well disposed towards. In fact, had that thought herself. But nothing has happened with that. So this is a very moribund community, mostly of low-income people of extremely limited means. Yeah, you know what? I need to take this. It's warped, so the floor. This is the first time I've gotten in here in months, but the plywood that's covering the rotten floor is too thick. So I need to maybe that plywood or some other plywood, not particle board, to make a thinner plywood footing here on the inside so that this door can open. Then I need to repair this because one time I got mad and because it was warped and it wouldn't open, I was jammed. So I needed like a strong metal or something here so that this can have something to latch onto because it's not all screwed up. Anyway, handyman stuff. This is my new side hustle, by the way. I don't need to belabor it, but I'm going to do a little touch-up painting and some recalking for my ish landlord.